I've been battling half-heartedness in a lot of areas of my life, and that's showed up in more specifically and more traumatically in my relationship with my fiance and my path to marriage. I've noticed that I was operating deeply out of my shadow and an immature version of myself, and at the same time oscillating between the type of person I know I'm capable of being, and it was just inconsistent, and it created a tremendous amount of pain and suffering, not only for me, but really for my fiance. Started stripping away trust and integrity in the relationship. And I hit rock bottom a few months ago when I reached out to you. My fiance, we broke up for a few weeks, and she gave me the ring back, and I didn't think we were ever going to get back together. And I really resonated with one of your posts. Actually, I discovered you on Instagram. I resonated with one of your posts about how ayahuasca was a major catalyst for you being able to step into marriage, and that had you not done it, maybe you wouldn't have. And it really deeply resonated in my soul that I needed to do something drastic to wake me up and to open up my heart. So it was really a desire to get clarity, to face myself completely, and I didn't realize how unbelievably challenging the experience would be. And at the same time, I had no idea how deeply rewarding and graceful the experience would be. I truly feel blessed from this 9 days. These 9 days have completely transformed my life, my approach, and my approach to life. The second I talked to you and you opened up this container, I felt that I was already on my medicine journey. I really began to look at my day-to-day with reverence and start connecting to spirit and understanding what I'm getting into. And that was in of itself really empowering. It was really exciting. And I noticed that the 2 weeks before coming here, I started having doubt. My relationship started getting a little bit better. We started being more open. I started having some realizations just by going through the process of connecting to spirit and medicine before going. Mm-hmm. I already felt it working. I mean, I had many moments where I cried deeply in the morning through meditation, and it just opened up my heart. I thought, do I really need to be going all the way to Colombia for 9 days to do something I'm unsure of? Well, not necessarily that I'm unsure of, but I'm scared of. Mm-hmm. I'm nervous. There was a lot going on with work, and helping my fiance with her business, and things are just picking up, and I felt like we had a lot of momentum being built, and that this trip was possibly stalling some of that momentum. And it was a complete story, and it was really beautiful to have my fiance's full support in this. She is very familiar with what ayahuasca is and the community, and she was really excited for me to come here, for me to get out of this what I needed to. And I literally thank God, I thank you from the bottom of my heart to have invited me into this space and to do what you do, man. Like, straight up. Like, I this was the most beautiful experience of my life. I didn't know something like this was possible. Mm-hmm. And I think sitting in this chair now versus 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, it would have been the biggest tragedy had I not come here. Because I would have continued down a path of half-heartedness in my life, which means that I would have been lacking true love in my life. And I feel like I'm walking away with my heart completely whole. It's hard to put into words. I've got a lot to process. There were many blessings throughout this whole experience. Every moment was, even when you're not on the medicine, is medicine. Every moment, the people, the experience, the nature, the environment. I think for me, one of the biggest things I've taken away is seeing how much of my life I lived in fear, and how easy it actually is to move into love. and that life is actually really simple. Like when I was sitting on medicine, so many fears came up, and it was doubt, uncertainty, pain, regret, all these different voices, all these different things coming through my body that I had to face and look at, when I realized that they are all different masks of fear. And when you just boil it down to that it's fear, it's a little bit easier to dissect it, to explore it, to inquire about it, and to see what's true. So a huge part of this experience was literally burning away every single thing that is false to come to pure truth, which seems really abstract, but I was able to figure out who I am at my core. And I had some idea, but I was lacking clarity. I was really confused. I was really distracted. I didn't realize how much pain I was carrying in my heart from things years ago that had prevented me from showing up as a man in my life. This is hard to share. I truly felt that I was in communion with God while I was here, and I've never felt that in my entire life. And it was the deepest, most profound feeling I've ever had in my life. And I had a fear that I would never feel that again. And I know that feeling. I know that that flame has sparked, and it's my duty to tend the flame every day now. And it's been really empowering. I actually feel like I initiated myself into manhood on this trip. I realized I was operating out of my immature masculine for a really long time. And this trip really showed me how strong I am, how capable I am, how courageous I am, how much love I have, how connected to everything I am. I'm going home a different person, a completely transformed person. And so I'm excited for the integration, because I know there's going to be a lot of, there's so much that has happened in this period of time. It's like infinite. It's like, I used to think that I had to figure everything out on my own as a man, and that was really lonely, and it was not optimal. So I wouldn't open up with my fiance about challenges I'm having in my inner world. And so practically speaking, I know that I'm going to be way more open and connected to my fiance as we're on the path to marriage. I just feel that I'm opening up a completely different energetic field with my fiance through this. And it's because my energy has shifted. So yeah, I see myself having significantly deeper, more loving conversations and connections with my fiance. I see myself slowing down. A huge part of this was the timelessness, the boundlessness of each day. I'm so used to routines and regimens and the clock and marching and trying to execute and do 50 things at once. And I realized that was a huge part of my burnout. That was a huge part of why I wasn't able to show up with presence with my fiance and with myself, and even with my businesses and what I'm working on. So I think practically speaking, I will absolutely be more in a flow state and bring so much intention into each moment. I mean, every single element of this experience was infused with such intention that it blew my mind. And it's like, I want to carry that intention, that presence into my daily life, whether it's even like washing my hands. It's so funny. I was thinking the other day, man, when you wash your hands generously. You know, these are like these are part of your bodily tools. You know, have reverence for your hands. Don't just rush through every single little thing. When you put your necklace on, adore your neck. You know, it's so interesting how easy it is to just be a robot. And this trip has shown me how much reverence and beauty there is in every single moment if we just open ourselves to it. But that means we need to slow down to speed up. Doing this trip specifically, like with you, and how you and Anastasia set this up, is the most loving thing you can do for yourself in the world. I realize that like this experience is absolutely the most challenging thing you could do. It's the most painful thing you could do, because you have to literally sit and confront your deepest wounds, your deepest pain, and you have to be present with it. And it shows you the pain you've stored in your body, in your emotions, in your mind, and you have to sit with it. And through sitting with it, you transmute it into light. So that doesn't sound easy, and it's not. It's the hardest thing you could possibly do. It will challenge you in every way. And when you're on the fence, you just have to do it, because there is no other way to have this kind of transformation in your life in such a rapid period that it's like a wormhole. It's like a wormhole that creates miracles in your life. Yeah, it is beautiful. You owe it to yourself to look at who you've been in your life and what's been holding you back and your pain, so you can set yourself free. It's the most liberating medicine you can take in your entire life. But as you shared, it requires sacrifice. And you have to sacrifice your pain. You have to sacrifice your old self, the self that's plays small, that might be mediocre, that's in shadow, that's in fear, that's traumatized. You have to sacrifice that. But when you do, and you go through it, you come out reborn. You literally are reborn. And so if you're on the fence and you're looking to transform your life in the most radically loving way, there's nothing else you could be possibly be prioritizing over this. Don't prioritize anything over this. I just want to thank you. You know, like, dude, I've shared this with you just privately, but I really respect you as a man. I really respect your journey, who you are, what you've done with your life, how you've impacted your family, how you've impacted so many people through what you do, and the courage you've had to go through this many times and to have to figure out how to create this experience. I realize that even how challenging this was for me, this was significantly easier than probably anything you've gone through because of your journey through this. And I'm just deeply, 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 deeply grateful for the blessing that you've provided me in my life, because I truly feel that from the bottom of my heart that I'm getting married because of you as well. Like, straight up. And that like really melts my heart, man. I never would have had these realizations. I wouldn't have had my heart open up the way that it was without this experience. And every single aspect of every single moment of every single day was just filled with such intention and love and grace that, yeah, it's going to take me a long time to process all of this, because it's just so big in such a small amount of time. So yeah, man, I just want to thank you completely for just being who you are, man. I'm deeply inspired by you as a man, as a businessman, as a healer, as a medicine man. Like, it's just, yeah, it's incredible. You're incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Like, deeply honored, man.